À tous de DDO, attention pour le décompte final. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top. Allumage Vulcain. Allumage EAP et décollage VA243 centre Arianespace. Tous les paramètres à bord sont nominaux. La propulsion est nominale. Trajectoire toujours nominale. Tous les paramètres à bord sont nominaux, la propulsion est nominale. La propulsion est nominale.
Well, there you have it. What an incredible sight. Ariane 5, the 100th launch today. There she is, blazing a trail across the night skies here at the Guiana Space Center. I have to tell you that it's really remarkable seeing that with your own eyes and hearing it. You can actually feel the vibration. Coming up on separation of the boosters, hopefully we will see that with our own eyes. We've been very lucky to have such beautiful clear skies tonight.
Séparation des deux EAP.
And we have confirmation there of the separation of the two boosters. So we are shedding weight. They burnt their propellant. We don't need them anymore. And you can see them there. Those two dots going to the right and left. And the dot in the middle is actually the Vulcan engine. It's the engine of the main stage. So you can see the launcher is flying away from us. Over now to the CGI images to look at that.
La propulsion de
Look at the front of the vehicle, you can see that's what we call the fairing. The pointy bit at the front, our satellites are in there. It's protecting them from the rigors of the launch. But if you look at our altitude on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, you can see that we are now 100 kilometers above the Earth and there's no longer any friction because the air is too thin for that to cause us any problems. And you can see this is the scheduled moment for separation of the fairing, and we've had that confirmed now by the range operations manager. And we can see how it bends as it falls. There, it's all part of the flat plan. It's called the breathing mode. The Vulcan engine, that's it, on the left-hand side there of the big tube in the middle, that's the main stage. It's been propelling us into the sky for 9 minutes now, nearly 9 minutes. It's extremely powerful. It burns 320 kilograms of propellant per second. And here is the scheduled moment now for the separation of that. So the main stage engine has switched off and the upper stage engine switches on. We started with 776 tons, and now we've only got 30 tons left. So we've only got 3% of our original mass. And we're really beginning the next phase now in the journey. The upper stage has taken the wheel. Its job to transport the satellites He's telling us that the propulsion is normal. Its job is to transport the satellites to their correct orbit so that we can release them, and we call this geotransfer orbit. From there, they'll have to travel on their own to their final position in space, which is called geostationary orbit, and that's 36,000 kilometers above the Earth. And the first satellite to be separated will be Horizons 3E. The owners are a joint venture between Intelsat and Sky Perfect JSat. Intelsat is one of the world's leading satellite operators, and Sky Perfect JSat Corporation is Asia's largest satellite operator. And Intelsat, Sky Perfect JSat, and Arianespace are old friends. They've launched many times before, over 3 decades, and Horizons 3E will be the 60th satellite to be launched by Arianespace for Intelsat, and the 20th Sky Perfect JSat-1 to ride from the CSG. Right now we are orientating the upper stage so that it can release the satellite onto its correct orbit. Our injection altitude for Horizons 3E, as I said, is 1,108, and this is the scheduled moment of separation.
Séparation horizon 3E.
And we have confirmation there of separation of Horizons 3E. You can see it on the right-hand side, moving away from the mothership. So congratulations to all the teams there. We do have separation, but of course we need to hear from the satellite, who needs to call home and tell us that it all is going well, and that's something we'll get. That acquisition is something we'll get later. So we still have Arianespace 2 Intelsat 38 attached, and that's got an even longer journey because we need to climb to 4,340 kilometers above our planet before we can release it. So it needs to go for another 3,000 kilometers or so. It's going to take about 14 minutes to get there. And there'll be a number of maneuvers as well when we get there in order to start the process of separating the satellite. You can really see the sort of trajectory we've taken. We've crossed the Earth there and flying higher and higher into space. We're looking here at some images from the drone. This is actually the Jupiter Control Center, and that might look like the real Ariane on the pad there, but it's not. It was a model of Ariane 5, and it's actually not quite a full life-size model. It's probably about a three-quarter size model. Very lifelike. So we're looking here at the upper stage, the disc that's containing the vehicle equipment bay, which is guiding us. This is the scheduled moment now for separation of the cylinder. There it goes. You can see how it moves away in a very carefully planned set of maneuvers. It's called collision avoidance. It's all part of the plan.
Séparation du système de lancement double Ariane.
And now we have the confirmation there of separation of the cylinder. So we can see our satellite underneath for the first time, Asacosmos 2.
Début de la manœuvre d'orientation au profit d'Arianespace 2.
Arianespace 2, I meant to say. Intelsat 38, and he's telling us now we have the beginning of the next set of maneuvers as we start the process now, getting closer now to separation of our second satellite. So we're in the process of orientating the satellite. Just a reminder of the altitude we need to get to, 4,340 kilometers. That is our injection altitude. And our speed will be just over 8 kilometers per second, I believe. And you can see there our distance from the pad. We have travelled 14,500, nearly 15,000 miles. It's amazing to think that that thin blue line that we're looking at there, the atmosphere of our planet, is so thin, as I was saying earlier, in the sense that it's such a small line. It's our gas mask, the gas mask that is allowing Earth to thrive here on Earth. Sorry, allowing life, rather, to thrive here on Earth. And this is the scheduled moment now for separation.
Séparation Arianespace 2, Intelsat 38.
Well, congratulations there to all the teams. We have separation of our second satellite, Arianespace 2, Intelsat 38.